It's really, really weird for me to sit here and think that literally 2 weeks ago we were talking about my pre-summer reading reset, and now we're already through June, and it's July. And that's my cat's hair, hi! But we're here, once again, already doing another wrap-up type of video. This time, we are wrapping up my reading month for June and talking about my TBR for July. Now, I do have to say that this month's reading, like June's, was a very, very, very disappointing. I literally, not even kidding you, only read a singular book. And because I only read a singular book, you might be thinking to yourself, Paige, if you only read one book, why are we doing a wrap-up video? Honestly, it's because I just got back from a trip, literally yesterday, at 2 a.m. Well, 2 a.m. in the morning, this morning, yesterday, you know what I mean. And because I just came back, I feel like I need a reset of myself, and that's why I'm taking advantage of it and doing it now, because we're like kind of in the beginning of July, kind of not. Maybe I'm just making things up. Who knows? Definitely not me. But speaking of my trip, I went to the Caribbean. It was fantastic. I'm not going to talk about it here because this is not why we're here, but I do just want to say that I sat down to film this video and I am just now realizing how tan I got. Like, this is blowing my mind right now. Like, I haven't filmed a video since coming back in. It's kind of blowing my mind. And it's also kind of weird to me that you can see my bruises from when I belly flopped onto a kayak. Anyways. My trip was great, by the way, kayak pain aside, but I am very excited to go into July with reading because while I was on my trip, I did a whole bunch of reading in July. I didn't vlog any of it, I didn't film any of it, but it's put me back in that reading mood of me just wanting to devour a bunch of books. So even though in June we only went through one, I am hoping in July we can read more books than one. Just honestly though, I'm just looking for improvement, you know, an improvement from one book would be great, but I am getting ahead of myself. Before we talk about July, let's take a step into the past and talk about the one book that I read in June, which is none other than Eldrith Manor by Leigh Rivers and Avina St. Graves. I picked this book up because I saw like maybe 2 or 3 TikTok posts about it, and immediately I was like, oh no, that's gonna be really, really good, and I have to read it right now. Like, I don't care about anything else that's going on. We're reading this book today, right now. It's happening. And I picked it up and I read like probably the first 10% in the first like reading sitting that I did, and immediately I was like, oh no, I don't think I'm going to like this. And unfortunately, I was correct. When I finished this book, I only gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, which is not good at all, honestly. And I really believe that because I didn't like this book, I didn't really pick up anything else in June, or I didn't feel compelled to. And like looking back at the reading I've been doing previous to now, a lot of them have been either really mediocre books or books that I really didn't feel a gravitational pull towards. I was just reading them because I wanted to read something. And I was hoping that this book would like pull me out of that, you know, that Eldrith Manor would be so good. It's a dark romance. I love dark romance. It's one of my favorite freaking genres. Like, I probably have only read a majority of dark romance books this year, but anyways, just like giving me something, you know, and truly it gave me nothing. I think that we actually read this book together in my Reading My Name vlog, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did. It was the last book that we read, and I know I talked about this in there, but there's like a plot. You would hope so. Picking up a book, there'd be a plot, right? And it was there. There definitely was a plot to this book, but it was not like the foreground of what we were doing, really. Without spoiling anything too terribly, the book focuses on a ghost and a demon who fall in love. Things transpire to have them have like, what I am assuming they were going for was like an enemies to lovers type situation, but it didn't really come off that way at all to me. Honestly, the main male character, who is the demon, is kind of really, 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 really rude to our main female character, who is the ghost. Not even in the fact that he made her a ghost, but like just blatantly so upset with her about a situation that wasn't entirely her fault. You know, like, I understand why he was upset, but like, he's so grumpy about it, and not even in like a, you know, brooding, angsty kind of way. It's just in kind of like a really mean person kind of way. It wasn't the good kind, you know what I mean? It was a bad kind. Like, he was just really rude in general, and it didn't have no appeal to me whatsoever. And then our main female character, honestly, kind of pisses me off a little bit. She's had a traumatic life, don't get me wrong. She had a traumatic childhood, and then her sister died, and is just really going through it, you know? And this is all stuff that we know before going into the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. But it's just like, she kind of uses it as an excuse for everything as to why her entire life is falling apart. And I mean, like, she talks about that the entire length of the book, and kind of blames everything on her parents, on her sister, on like herself. She blames herself for her sister's death, which like I understand, but also, can you please shut up? Like, it's one of those people, you know? Maybe pick me is the right word. Maybe not. She just thinks everything is like really, really, really not about her and doesn't really take accountability for anything. Really peeving. So going into it, I already don't like these characters. And freaking the plot is what we started talking about. Plot-wise, they're trying to solve something, right? It's kind of like a mystery-esque-ish. It's kind of what we're like told about, but we never really solve it. It is solved by one of our characters going, oh, this is the same thing as this. Oh my gosh. Shocker. Like, we're never really actually trying to move towards that goal. It's just somebody comes to the realization of something. But I do think that the main purpose of this book was to be a romance, but I also didn't really fall in love with that aspect of it either. It's just kind of there for me. So overall, not a huge fan of Eldritch Manor by Leigh Rivers and Avina St. Graves. I wish I liked it more. So I'm going to leave it in the past where it belongs, and we are going to look to better and brighter things and move into talking about my July TBR. And for my July TBR, I was really, really ambitious by picking 4 books that I think I can read and finish, hopefully, in this month. We're gonna start off with the one that, honestly, I'm kind of mad is on my TBR, but we're gonna do it anyway. And then it's going to be Mile High by Liz Tomforde. I have heard really, really, really good things about this series, but people hate the first book. I have actually already started this because I was on the plane and it was the only book that my Kindle would let me download as an audiobook, and I wanted an audiobook. And so I got stuck with Mile High by Liz Tomforde. I've been wanting to read the series for a really long time, but I've been talking about this literally all year. I am trying to not start any new series this year and trying to finish ones that I have already started, and clearly this does not follow that rule. I'm letting it go though because I really wanted an audiobook on the plane, and I started this, and honestly, I'm 50% of the way through it already, and it's really good. I think the main issue people have with this is that the main male character is like just downright mean to our female character, or is just like really not a nice person in general, but I don't feel that way at all. I think that he is a very emotionally complex character, and I feel like it's coming across well, at least how I am reading it. Nonetheless, I am really liking it so far, but I don't want to talk about it anymore because I might do a reading vlog about Mile High. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, we'll see. Anyways, that is the first book that I want to finish in July. I technically have already started it. Doesn't matter, it's okay. And as like a mini punishment to myself, because I picked a book from a new series to put onto my TBR for July, the rest of the books on my July TBR, the other 3, are all from series that I am in the middle of. And actually, each of these I think are going to get me very, very close, either really, really close to finishing the series or over like a hurdle that I've been stuck in for a couple of these that I just can't read the book. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in July. And the first one that is going to happen with is going to be Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I know that this is technically the first book in the series, but I picked up Travis by Mia Sheridan almost 2 years ago at this point, thinking it was a standalone. It's not. It is an interconnected standalone with this book right here. So with me reading this book, I will have finished a series that is on my list. Small issue though, for whatever reason, I cannot pick up this book. I don't know what my issue is with it. I just cannot get myself to sit down with it. I did find it as an audiobook though, and sometimes that helps with that little hurdle that I was talking about. This is one of my hurdle books. I'm like, I just need to finish it and then it'll be done and I'll feel so much better. But I just really like making my life more difficult rather than, you know, taking the easy way out. As far as what I know about Archer's Voice, it is not much. I am pretty dang sure that our main male character is deaf, if I'm not mistaken. That is literally all I know. I honestly don't want to know anything else before going into it. I don't remember how I felt about Travis. I think it was like mediocrely okay. I think it's a small town romance. I've only read like a handful of small town romances, I think, and that was definitely one of them. I can't remember what I thought about it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, but Archer's Voice, Mia Sheridan, number 2 on my July TBR. And speaking of hurdle books on this month's TBR, Call of the Wraith by Kevin Sands is my second hurdle book that I just need to get through it and make it happen. This is the 4th book in the Blackthorn Key series, and I talk all the time about how much I love this series, which is so funny because I've never actually read through the 4th book. I love the first 3 though. I have read the first 3 books of this series multiple times over. It is like my version of Harry Potter, okay? Like that's how much I love it. But this book was published in 2018, so almost 10 years ago. And I have still not finished it, ever. I can't get through it. And that is because going into this, we are given a trope, I guess, that kind of overtakes the entire book and drastically shifts this world is working. I'm hoping it'll go back to normal after this book. I don't know if it will, but because of it, I cannot get through this book. The dynamics between the friendships change, the dynamics between like the character and himself change, our main male character, the perspective we're in, like everything changes. It's all really, really, really annoying, and I just can't get through it. But I'm thinking that this month is going to be the month. I want to finish this series. There's still 2 books after this that I've never picked up, and I think they go back to like our normal 1600s mystery solving shenanigans, and I want to reach that again. I want to reach that again so bad. At least get through the hurdle. Probably not read the other 2. That's a lot. But at least get through the hurdle. At least get through the hard part. And then last but not least, the last book on my July TBR for 2026 is going to be Broken Vow by Sophie Lark. We have definitely 100% seen this book on a TBR before, but for whatever reason, I just haven't picked it up. I really love this series. This is the Brutal Birthright series. This is the second to last book, and honestly, I think that might be why I am so like hung up on picking it up, is that it is like the second to last book of the series. And I have adored this series so far. I've loved every single one of them. I think lowest is rated to 3 stars, which for me is really good actually. My average for the year is only like a 2.3 so far. And honestly, it is this like love story, because they're all romances. Ooh, I just know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. We got a little sneak peek at both of these characters in the last book, which was No Bloody Heart, book number 4. As we get a little sneak peek of these characters, and I loved it. I ate it up. I thought they were so cute together. I'm like, oh, I hope they get a book. And they got a book. It's definitely not a small town romance. It is a mafia romance, because the main female character in this book is part of a mafia family, but the main male character is a cowboy, or from the South, something like that. Intrigued, excited, all of the above. I hope this is as good as I'm hoping that it's going to be. I may be setting the bar a little bit too high, because I truly do love this series, and I'm excited to finish it, but also like heartbroken about finishing it. I don't even know why. I haven't picked up one of these books from this series in a hot second, but for whatever reason it feels important to me. I don't know. Maybe I have an emotional attachment. I think this is one of the longest times I've ever spent in the world though. Like in one world. This is a 6-book series, and I normally only do like 3 or 4, so maybe that's why. But nonetheless, those are the 3 books that are on my July TBR in the 1 book that I read in the month of June. I know I've already talked about it, but June was disappointing, but I have many, many high hopes for July. Things will get better. And I have 4 books on my July TBR. Did I say 3? There's 4 of them. I keep forgetting to put Mile High, which I don't know how. I'm reading it. Anyways, I am truly so excited to be back from both my trip and back in the reading mood. Like, it's blowing my mind that I'm this excited. Like, I'm really excited to pick up all of these, and I wish I didn't have to go to work today so I could just like sit and read. Like, that's the kind of vibe that I have, and I am so here for it. I am so excited, and I'm just chomping at the bit to get to all of these books. Nonetheless, it is so very lovely to see you all again, and I cannot wait to see you until next Wednesday for whatever wonderful reading adventure we are going to get up to. Until then, I hope that your book worlds are treating you just as well, if not better, hopefully better, than mine are treating me. And until said Wednesday, here's a little bit of peace, here's a little bit of love. Stay safe, happy, healthy, and have all of the wonderful, amazing, and fantastic things happen to you and in your lives until then. And I cannot wait for that time. Bye!